Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. Hope you're doing well. Just a short one today. Give you back some time. We're doing a daily episode in the year 2026. So there's 365 plus episodes this year. So I know we're showing up a lot, but we're trying to do something here. We're playing, we're having fun, and just creating more and more content. So pick from the list of all the episodes the things that catch your eye, pass on the things that don't, and happy to be here with you. To have time with you every day this year is a big task. It's a big project, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the feedback. Always, you can reach out to me at howtopodcast.ca. And as always, if you want to refill our cup, because coffee is it's probably one of the most important things when you do 365 episodes in a row. You can always connect with us on our website, howtopodcast.ca, and you can support us with our Buy Me a Coffee link. That would be kind of you. We're talking about your album artwork, your artwork that goes along with your show. If you look at our album artwork for this podcast, it's just a yellow microphone. And I know everyone's going to say, don't put microphones on your artwork. Well, this is a podcast about podcasting, so I can break the rules, right? Wait a minute. There are no rules, so forget it. I'm going to leave the yellow microphone there the way it is. And I just have a black background, yellow mic, white letters, How to Podcast. It's right there. It's all there. And my website's also on there as well, because I never know how this is going to get shared and with who. So I want to make it super easy to find me in a world of other podcasts about podcasting. Super simple, easy. There's no picture of me because why? You don't really need a picture of me. Just go to my social platforms and everywhere else. You'll see me. So there, no mystery. But it's all about the podcast. It's not really about me. So that's how I do it. So I have some tips for you around podcast logo, cover art design to help you to show up better on your platform of choice amongst all the other shows. I'm glad you're here. Here we go. Your podcast logo and cover art are often the first impression that listeners get, and the first feel and the tone and the vibe of your show comes through an image. And these podcasts, when you go to a player, they don't automatically play. So unless you click on it, you don't know what the podcast sounds like. So your image, your artwork, is what people are going to see before they make a decision whether or not to press play on your show. So it's not something you should leave to chance. It's something you should put some thought into. Think of your artwork as your show's storefront window. When you walk through a downtown or typical movie set, you'll see all the store windows, right? They're dressed up. They look great, right? And that's what your podcast artwork is. It's a store window into your show to compel people to come inside and take a look and see what you have to offer. A nice, clean, memorable, and visually appealing design it builds credibility right from the beginning. And I love a artwork that creates a little bit of curiosity as well. Like, what is this? I love that. To make your artwork stand out, focus on 3 key design elements: colors, typography, and imagery. So let's break these down. First, let's start with the color scheme. And if you're looking at my show notes and the information, in Canada, outside of the US, we have the letter U in the word color, just so you know I didn't make a mistake. We need to choose colors that connect emotionally with our target audience and that suit our show's theme. Warm hues can evoke energy or positivity, while cooler tones can promote calm and reflection. For example, a business podcast might use some blues to convey trust and authority, while a comedy show might experiment with bold yellows or reds. Studying color psychology can really help choose a palette that supports your brand's message. Your colors matter. And what I would say to you is think of the tone of your show and the feel of your show, and your color should be something that reflects that feeling and that tone, right? You just want your podcast to feel like that before anybody presses play. So bright Miami colors, neons might not work well for like a grief podcast. And, something that's very muted and calm, black and white, might not work really well for a comedy or a children's podcast, right? Colors matter. So invest some time in picking the right colors for your show. The next is typography. What is this? Typography is your fonts, right? They speak volumes before anyone listens to your show. Clean, bold, and legible fonts stand out best, especially in small screens where your artwork appears the size of your actual thumb, right? Some of the images, that's how big it is. So if you take a look at your thumb for a second, it's right there attached to your hand. Look at your thumb. That's how big your image is on some platforms. So you don't want to be all scripty font, which looks handwritten or really super fancy, thin letters that are hard to read from a distance. It's the size of your thumb. So you want to have something that stands out. That's why I chose what I chose for the How to Podcast series. It's just bold. It's simple and easy to read from any size. Avoid script and overlay decorative fonts that are hard to read at a glance. Neutral, like easy to read fonts often perform well, but make time to test variations that fit your tone. Playful, serious, modern, or traditional. The type of font you pick also really matters. And make sure it's legible on the size of your thumb. Also, imagery. Your imagery should communicate your podcast focus and personality at a glance. Look at successful podcasts in your area, topics, other shows that do the same topic as you. Do they feature illustrated artwork, abstract icons, or striking host portraits? Is a picture of the host on the podcast artwork or not? There's no rules. It's all what do you want to do. For new creators, it's helpful to follow some of the trends in your category while developing your own recognizable style over time. And the other thing you could consider too is if everybody is like blues and grays, you picking a bolder color choice might set you apart from your competition. So there's both sides to consider in this. Crisp and uncluttered images work best. Too much detail can disappear on smaller devices. Again, if in doubt, refer to your thumb. It's on your hand and it's always there. Will this image look good on that size? That should be your testing point for all that you do. When you create artwork on a big screen monitor on your computer and it looks fantastic, now imagine it the size of your thumb and go, oh wait, I need more work to do here. Some technical essentials when considering artwork for your podcast, just for these things to consider. Keep these things in mind. Before you upload your cover art, ensure that you have versions that meet the technical standards of all major listening platforms. Requirements vary, but most common guidelines include the file type as a JPEG or a PNG file. Your aspect ratio it's always square. It's not rectangle, right? There could be other places that accept that, but for the most part, in general terms, for the most players, you want a square image, one by one. Originality as well. Avoid using stock photos or copyrighted images that you do not own the rights to. If you create it in Canva, your Canva license will cover the use of the imagery through Canva. So there you go. Apple Podcast, for example, requires original artwork. They don't want you to use someone else's. And finally, test your design at different sizes as it remains readable and visually clear, even on small icons. Again, the size of your thumb to make sure you're ready to go. A bonus tip, your podcast artwork doesn't have to stay fixed forever. As your show grows, your design can evolve and the tone of your show could change. To better represent these new themes of your audiences, you can change your artwork at any time. Think of each iteration as a brand refresh or an update. Just make sure that it stays instantly recognizable to listeners who have already fallen in love with your show. As well, one bonus thing too, as well, on top of all this, is in some players, you can actually have artwork specific for the episode. So if you have a guesting podcast, you could have a picture of the guest in the artwork for that episode as a square image for that specific episode. Not all players are going to show this artwork, but some do, and it's growing in popularity to have episode-specific artwork. So if that's what you have time for, then create a template on Canva, for example, swap out the past guest with the new guest, change the name, change the information, episode number, and there you go. You're good to go. Try to come up with something that's consistent, though. Don't do something where one artwork is one color one week, and then it's a totally different one the next week. And make sure that you have the name of your show somewhere in the artwork, because again, as a listener with a bunch of podcasts to listen to in my to listen to folder, when I don't recognize the name of the show in the artwork or in the podcast title, I don't know what show this is. So make sure it's easily identifiable. McDonald's is McDonald's is McDonald's. It's the same, right? It looks the same. It's always the same. It's predictable. And that's why McDonald's is McDonald's. So when you create your artwork for your show, make it recognizable. Make people understand this is the show I love. And there's a new episode waiting for me. A key takeaway to kind of keep in mind around artwork is, again, a real simple episode today. Good podcast cover art captures your show's essence in a single image at a glance. It should be instantly legible, emotionally on brand for your show, and optimized for every possible platform. Treat it as both art and strategy. I would also include to have the same brand look and feel from the podcast to your website, so that people know that the podcast is related to your website. And if you have a tab on your website for your podcast, the branding and colors and fonts should carry over from the show to your website. So if you do decide to update your artwork for your podcast, you might want to look at your website and also make the changes happen there as well. You want your listeners to know they're in the right place by following through to your site. So don't confuse them with different look for the website, different look for your podcast. Keep it the same and carry it over as well into YouTube. Same colors, same fonts, different format as far as the size of the artwork, but keep it the same so that there's that constant thread through podcast to website to YouTube. Everywhere we go, we know we're in the right place because it all looks the same. Keep that in mind. If you have any questions about your artwork, you want me to take a look at it, give you some suggestions, I'd love to help you. And if you don't know how to do anything with artwork and you want to learn Canva, howtopodcast.ca. Love to help you. Take care. Hey, thanks for being part of the podcast today. Just a reminder, on February 13th to February 14th, we're going to do something a little different on the How to Podcast series. We're going to go and do 24 episodes in 24 hours, a marathon, self-imposed. We're going to create an episode every hour on the hour and release it over a 24-hour period. We're going to go live. We're going to do some live streaming. We're going to be live on social media. We're going to be live on LinkedIn and YouTube and a bunch of different things. So if you want to come along for the journey, and I know I have a global audience, so this might really work well for you to come and be a part of it. And when you go to bed on the 13th and wake up on the 14th, by around 10 a.m., 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you will have 24 episodes in 24 hours from the How to Podcast series. Why am I doing this? Because I don't hear anybody else doing this, and I'm up for a challenge. So it's leading into Valentine's Day. It's leading into falling in love with your podcast for the month of February, all that stuff. So if you're interested and you want to see what's going to happen, 24 episodes in 24 hours with your buddy here, Dave, let's see anybody else kind of do this. I challenge you or anyone else who thinks they can do this to take up the gauntlet. And let's see if you can do 24 episodes in 24 hours. I triple dog dare you. I'm going to do it. And it's all part of our 365 days of content in 2026. So yeah, this should be fun. So if you want to stick around, you want to check it out. February 13th, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, all the way through until completing at 11 a.m. Eastern on Saturday, the 14th, leading right into our meetup. We'd love to have you come along. Come check out the craziness, February 13th and 14th. Love to see you there. Cheers. You're still here? Great. Okay, so this is a bonus question and answer that I throw in on the end of the podcast for people who stick around, people like you. Most people aren't going to hear this, so it's just you and me. The question came in to me was, Dave, what would you do differently if you were to start a podcast today compared to all of the other stuff you've done in the past? It's a good question because I have over 2,000 episodes at this point across 9 different podcasts. And there's a lot of things that I know now that I didn't know at the beginning. So I think the one thing I would suggest to myself is to just have one show and do that one show the best you possibly can. Because doing 9 shows really spreads me a little thin as far as what I can do to promote the podcast. I don't promote my shows the way I want to. I'd love to do more, but time-wise, that's the last thing on my list to do. I just keep creating content. My philosophy is still the same, though, whether I have one show or 9, is that I'm a podcaster first. My podcast is my first priority, not my social media, not my website, not all these other external things above and beyond my show. My podcast is first. So if I have to strip back everything else, I'm going to keep podcasting. And if I have time, I'll do social media. If I have time, I'll do a newsletter. If I have time, I'll do a Substack. But my podcast is the main priority for everything that I do. No matter if I have one show or 20, which I will never have 20, I will always focus on my podcast first. That'll never change. But if I could go back, I think I would just convince myself to have one show and pour my whole heart into it. My problem is I love podcasting and I love having time with people and I love the audiences that I have for each of my 9 shows. So it's a joy. It's fun. Will I ever get to 10 podcasts? Maybe. But at this point, 9 is comfortable and a challenge at the same time. And I'm enjoying every moment of it. So follow along, follow the ride. I'd love to connect with you. howtopodcast.ca. Keep those questions coming in. I love doing these bonus things at the end. Love to hear from you. Take care.